As the global financial system faces increasing scrutiny and disruption, Pi Network is introducing a bold alternative, an economy where individuals come before corporations. Through a predictive model grounded in peer-to-peer, P2P participation, Pi Network is challenging long-held assumptions about value creation, profit, and financial inclusion. This strategic analysis explores how Pi Network's architecture and philosophy are reshaping the foundations of digital commerce and decentralized finance. For centuries, the world of finance has been a story of centralization. It's a narrative written in stone and steel, embodied by the towering skyscrapers of financial districts and the impenetrable walls of legacy institutions. In this world, power is concentrated. Banks, investment houses, and credit bureaus became the gatekeepers, the arbiters of economic destiny who control access to capital, set the prices for participation, and dictate the flow of wealth across the globe. Their systems, built over generations, were designed for stability and control, but often at the cost of accessibility and individual autonomy. In this corporate-centric model, individuals are often reduced to consumers, or worse, mere data points on a spreadsheet. Your entire financial life can be distilled into a single credit score, your opportunities determined by opaque algorithms you cannot see and complex rules you did not write. You are a user of a service, not a participant in a system. The terms are non-negotiable, the mechanisms are hidden, and your influence over the vast machinery that governs your economic life is profoundly limited. It's a system that extracts value, rather than empowering you to create it. Pi Network proposes a radical reversal of this structure. It asks a fundamental question. What if we could invert the pyramid? What if we could build a financial system from the ground up with the individual at its very center? The answer begins not with a protest, but with a piece of technology already in the hands of billions, the smartphone. By enabling users to mine P-Coin directly on their mobile devices, Pi dismantles the first great wall of cryptocurrency, the barrier of entry. Unlike first-generation cryptos that demand immense computational power and expensive hardware, creating an exclusive club of miners, Pi democratizes the act of value creation. All it requires is a daily tap, a simple proof of engagement that secures the network and mints new currency. This simple action transforms users from passive observers into active agents in the birth of a new digital economy. This profound shift from a corporate-centric to an individual-centric model is not just an ideological statement, it is a structural reality embedded in the very architecture of the network. Where traditional systems are opaque black boxes, Pi is built on a foundation of transparency and shared responsibility. The power isn't granted by a benevolent corporation, it's distributed by the protocol itself. In Pi Network, every user is a stakeholder. Your stake isn't just the coin you hold, it's your identity, your trust connections, and your daily participation. You are not a customer to be serviced. You are a co-owner and a co-creator. Every action, no matter how small, contributes directly to the network's strength and utility. Building a security circle, using an app, inviting a friend, each is an act of construction, adding another brick to a financial system built by and for its users, and every transaction reflects a tangible redistribution of power. When value flows directly between peers, without passing through a central intermediary, it demonstrates a system where control is not concentrated at the top, but distributed amongst its participants. This is more than a new way to pay, it's a new way to organize, collaborate, and build a more equitable and accessible economic future for everyone. One of Pi Network's most transformative ideas is the concept of contribution-based money creation. This isn't just a minor tweak to existing financial models, it's a fundamental reimagining of how value is created and distributed in the digital age. For centuries, the power to create money has been concentrated in the hands of a select few. In fiat systems, central banks control the money supply, making decisions that can lead to inflation and devalue the savings of ordinary people. This centralized control creates a system where access to financial services is often a privilege, not a right. The first wave of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin offered a decentralized alternative, but introduced its own set of barriers. Their proof-of-work model, while secure, demands immense computational power and electricity. This has led to the rise of industrial-scale mining farms, concentrating power and wealth in the hands of those who can afford the expensive hardware and energy costs. For the average person, participating in the creation of these digital currencies became practically impossible. Pi Network challenges both of these paradigms. Instead of rewarding capital or computational power, Pi Network rewards users for their direct contributions to the ecosystem's health, growth, and security. It's a system built on the radical idea that every individual's time, attention, and trust have inherent economic value. This model democratizes money creation, putting it back into the hands of the people who make up the network. So, what does contribution look like in the PI ecosystem? It takes several forms, creating a multi-layered meritocratic system. The most basic contribution is simply being a pioneer, validating your presence once a day with a single tap in the app. This simple act serves as a proof of humanity, preventing bots from gaming the system. Beyond that, users become contributors by building their personal security circle. This involves adding trusted members to a group that collectively secures the network, forming a global trust graph that validates transactions without massive energy waste. Users also act as ambassadors by inviting new members, helping to grow the network organically and increase its collective value. And for those who want to contribute more deeply, running a Pi node on their computer helps decentralize the network further by validating transactions and maintaining the integrity of the ledger. Each of these roles, pioneer, contributor, ambassador, and node operator, increases a user's individual mining rate. The more you contribute, the more you earn. It's a currency earned through engagement, not investment. The result is a currency that intrinsically reflects real human activity and collaboration, not speculative trading or institutional issuance. The value of P-Coin is directly tied to the size, engagement, and utility of the network itself. This fosters an economy built for use, where the goal is to facilitate transactions for goods and services within a vast peer-to-peer community. In this new economy, contribution becomes the ultimate currency. And every single coin mined is not just a digital token, it's a testament to the power of decentralized collective value creation. In conventional commerce, profit is often derived from margin, charging more than the cost of production. While this model has powered economies, it creates a system where each step in the supply chain adds its own layer of cost. The final price paid by the consumer becomes inflated, often bearing little resemblance to the item's true cost. This creates a fundamental disconnect between the value offered and the price demanded. Pi Network challenges this notion by promoting zero-margin transactions where goods and services are exchanged at cost, supported by community incentives and platform infrastructure. This isn't simply altruism, it's a re-engineering of value. The goal shifts from extracting profit on individual sales to generating shared value across the network. This is made possible by cutting out costly financial intermediaries and using community incentives to reward participation, creating a self-sustaining economy. This redefinition of profit prioritizes sustainability, transparency, and fairness. For merchants, sustainability comes from fostering long-term loyalty and predictable demand, rather than chasing high markups. For consumers, transparency is achieved by stripping away opaque pricing layers, revealing the true cost of goods. From this, fairness emerges, leveling the playing field and ensuring access is based on intrinsic value, not arbitrary price inflation. Merchants benefit from loyalty and trust, while consumers gain access to essential goods without inflated pricing. Instead of spending heavily on marketing, merchants tap into a vast, engaged community, allowing them to focus on quality and service. This builds a resilient business on consistent demand. Meanwhile, consumers see their purchasing power grow, and the anxiety of being overcharged is replaced by confidence in a fair and transparent exchange. The platform facilitates these exchanges through smart contracts, decentralized identity, and secure payment systems. Smart contracts automate transactions at the agreed-upon cost, removing intermediaries. Decentralized identity systems allow users to build verifiable reputations, fostering trust without compromising personal data. Finally, the network's secure payment system enables near-instantaneous, low-cost value transfer, making the entire process seamless and efficient. Profit is no longer a function of exploitation, it becomes a reflection of shared value. In the Pi ecosystem, a successful merchant isn't the one with the highest markups, but the one who serves the community most effectively. Profit is redefined as a measure of positive contribution to the network's collective health. It's a fundamental shift from an extractive zero-sum game to a collaborative positive-sum economy where everyone who contributes benefits. In Pi Network's ecosystem, the mainstream is not defined by institutions or market dominance, it is shaped by pioneers. These users who engage daily with the platform form the backbone of its economy. They validate transactions, test applications, support governance, and educate others. This redefinition places individuals at the center of innovation. It transforms the role of the user from passive recipient to active builder, and it ensures that the platform evolves in response to real-world needs, not corporate agendas. Pioneers are not the fringe, they are the foundation. Pi Network is fully aligned with Web3 principles, offering infrastructure for decentralized identity, smart contracts, and cross-chain interoperability. Its architecture supports scalable applications, secure transactions, and participatory governance. The platform's compliance-first design, including KYC verification and one-person, one-account policy, ensures ethical growth and regulatory readiness. Developers are building tools that integrate Pcoin into commerce, education, and financial services, expanding the ecosystem's reach and utility. Web3 is not just a technological shift, it is a cultural transformation. Pi Network is helping lead that transition. Decentralized finance insurance. As Pi Network approaches its open mainnet launch, the platform is entering a critical phase of visibility and adoption. Verified users, active nodes, and functional applications will demonstrate its capacity to support decentralized economic activity. This milestone will enable wallet transfers and external integrations, validate the platform's architecture and predictive model, attract developers, merchants, and institutional partners. Open mainnet is not just a technical achievement, it is a strategic inflection point. It marks the transition from enclosed testing to public utility, from theory to performance. Security in Pi Network is not an add-on, it is embedded in every layer of its infrastructure. The platform employs advanced encryption protocols, decentralized validation, and identity verification to protect user assets and ensure network integrity. These safeguards are essential for building trust, especially in a decentralized environment where accountability is distributed. They ensure that users can engage with confidence, knowing that their data and contributions are protected. Trust is not a feature, it is the foundation. Pi Network's strategic predictive analysis outlines a future where individuals, not corporations, define economic value. Through contribution-based currency, zero-margin transactions, and community-led innovation, the platform is building a decentralized economy that prioritizes fairness, transparency, and inclusion. While outcomes may differ, the principles remain constant. Pi Network is not just imagining a better system, it is building it. And every pioneer is part of that transformation.